Okay, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to break down the frankly terrifying, yet absolutely fascinating future of our digital security. We are way past the era of just setting up a firewall and running some antivirus software. What we're looking at right now is a fundamental shift in how human society, technology, and the entire economy operate, and it's triggering the ultimate cyber arms race leading up to 2030.
Here's our roadmap. We're going to cover the hyper-acceleration of threats, the wild new weapons in the hands of hackers, the massive defense wall being built, how AI and zero trust are trying to turn the tide, and finally, the colossal $2 trillion market emerging from all this chaos.
Part 1. The hyper-acceleration of threats, an exponential evolution.
To really grasp this new reality, we have to understand the sheer, unprecedented velocity of the shift we're experiencing. Experts are calling this a VUCA max environment. Now, you've probably heard of VUCA before: volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. But throwing that max on the end, that changes the game entirely. It means this environment isn't just shifting, it's massive, it's accelerated, and it's truly exponential. And the engine driving almost all of this, you guessed it, artificial intelligence.
I want you to think about the number 155. That's the estimated verbal IQ of standard AI models today, like ChatGPT. This isn't sci-fi anymore, right? These systems have a staggering general knowledge base. We're talking about models that can help design rocket engines, assist in discovering vaccines in minutes, or even engineer structural parts for an Airbus A320. But here's the massive paradox we have to confront. If a malicious actor strips away those ethical guardrails, that exact same genius-level intellect can perfectly map out a highly sophisticated cyber attack.
And honestly, the threat multiplies exponentially when we look beyond the commercial stuff to the dark web. Tools like FraudGPT and DarkBird are AI models built from the ground up by the criminal underground. And guess what? Zero ethical restrictions. None. They are explicitly designed to do harm. On top of that, we're seeing autonomous AI agents spinning up, systems that collaborate, sometimes literally inventing their own internal languages that we can't even decode. They can spin up a fake, untraceable front company from scratch in just a few minutes for pennies.
Part 2. New hacker weapons. The cost of attack approaches zero.
Looking at the timeline of looming threats, we're already dealing with autonomous AI agents and what are known as agentic workflows in 2024. This is where hackers target the automated processes businesses rely on. But look just slightly ahead to 2027. We are facing the massive, looming threat of quantum computing. This could completely shatter current encryption standards like AES 256. It's why agencies like NIST are scrambling for post-quantum encryption right this second. And by 2030, we're staring down artificial general intelligence, AGI, an AI that outpaces human capability in almost every economically valuable task.
Just to ground this in some terrifying reality, look at this number: 53%. In lab settings right now, fully autonomous malware bots are achieving a 53% success rate at exploiting entirely unknown, totally undocumented zero-day vulnerabilities. Basically, a coin flip's chance to break into something completely secure. Even though this is in a lab, it perfectly highlights how democratized cyber warfare has become. You don't need to be a master coder anymore. You just need to know how to prompt the right AI.
And it's not just malicious code. Hackers are weaponizing audio and video through deepfakes. Attackers are literally passing remote job interviews to infiltrate IT support teams from the inside. Or look at the staggering AirUp engineering heist. An employee was tricked into initiating a multi-million-dollar wire transfer because they were sitting on a live video call with deepfakes that looked and sounded exactly like their executives. It's wild.
Part 3. The defense wall. The current model is broken. Let's put the defense side into perspective, which is one single organization, the banking giant JP Morgan. They face an absolutely staggering 45 billion attack attempts. And no, that's not per year or per month, that's 45 billion attack attempts every single day.
To combat that kind of unimaginable daily onslaught, JP Morgan requires an astronomical annual security budget of $12 billion. And they employ a literal army of roughly 65,000 security personnel. Just let that scale sink in for a second.
Which leads us to a pretty brutal truth. Building a massive, isolated digital fortress like that is completely financially and operationally unsustainable for 99% of businesses out there. The attackers are fast, they're coordinated, and they're powered by AI. For a standard company trying to keep up, the burden is just crushing.
Part 4. AI and Zero Trust, Reversing the Trend.
So this massive vulnerability is forcing a total paradigm shift. We basically have to fight fire with fire, or in this case, fight AI with AI. To survive, the defense of the future has to be collaborative and highly intelligent. First, organizations, even fierce competitors, have got to collaborate and share threat data. Second, they have to deploy defensive AI that handles massive predictive data analysis. We're talking about spotting the absolute faintest signals of an attack before it even launches. By automating all those repetitive tasks, this AI can double the productivity of human SecOps teams. We have to move from reacting to anticipating.
And sitting right at the heart of this new defensive posture is the zero trust model. The core idea is simple: never trust, always verify. But what's really shifting is the scope. We aren't just applying this to an employee logging in from a coffee shop anymore. We are rigorously interrogating massive data flows, applications, and increasingly, we are applying zero trust to the AI systems themselves. Default trust is totally dead. Every single request, no matter where it comes from, has to prove itself.
We are even seeing these highly innovative, almost sci-fi level counteroffensives right now. Take this blockchain repo strategy, for example. Imagine an AI detects a crypto theft. Step 1, an automated digital court order is issued. Step 2, a specific NFT is minted on the blockchain to act as a legal command. And step 3, that NFT interacts directly with smart contracts to instantly freeze the stolen assets. Yes, it's incredibly complex legally and technically, but it goes to show how desperately the industry is hunting for immediate automated countermeasures.
Part 5. A $2 trillion market. Opportunities in the chaos.
Now, driven by this relentless, evolving threat landscape, the global cybersecurity market is projected to absolutely explode. Estimates are showing it hitting nearly $2 trillion by 2026. This is no longer just an IT issue. It has become a foundational pillar of the global economy.
And all of this capital is pouring into some rapidly booming new sectors. We're seeing a massive need for specialized AI security audits, essentially stress testing these models to make sure they can't be tricked. Classic pen testing is still vital, of course, but there's also explosive growth in realistic wargaming to train corporate teams under live fire. Managed detection and response, MDR services, are skyrocketing. And finally, the highly complex world of cyber insurance is expanding rapidly as companies desperately try to mathematically quantify and offload their digital risk.
Ultimately, synthesizing all of this data leads us to what is arguably the single defining question of the next decade. How do we close the speed gap? Because right now we are dealing with a terrifying asymmetry. On one side, we have AI automated attacks operating at the literal speed of light, adapting instantly, with absolutely zero red tape holding them back. And on the exact opposite side, our defenses are bogged down. They're slowed down by corporate budgets, legacy IT processes, and the ultimate bottleneck, human validations.
This fascinating gap between attack speed and defense speed is exactly where the entire future of our digital security is going to be decided. The old playbook is completely out the window, and a new, hyper-accelerated era is here. Which leaves us with one final crucial thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. Are you and the organizations you rely on truly ready for this race against time? Thanks for joining me to unpack this digital battlefield. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and keep learning.